Okay, let's take a look at this question here. So this question says, suppose that the demand and supply schedules for rental apartments in the city of Gotham are as given in the table below. You have monthly rent on the left side, and you have apartments demanded and apartments supplied. Okay, what is the market equilibrium rental price per month and the market equilibrium number of apartments demanded and supplied? So we know that at equilibrium, right, let's draw this out. At equilibrium in any type of market, you're going to have quantity supplied equal to quantity demanded. Whoops. Right, this is quantity supplied is equal to quantity demanded. And so we're looking for where these two numbers would be the same. So 10,000, 1,500, 1250, 500, 12,500, right? So this is going to be the only point we can check to be sure where the overall demand and supply is going to be the same. And so the equilibrium number of apartments demanded and supply is 12,500, and then the market price is going to be determined by that intersection, so it'll be $2,000. The next question says, if the local government can enforce a rent control law that sets the maximum monthly rent at $1,500, will there be a surplus or a shortage? So we know that if the equilibrium is at $2,000, and then you set price ceiling at $1,500, which is below $2,000, you're going to result in a shortage. There's going to be too much demand and too little for too little supply, right? And you can see that here. There's 15,000 units demanded and 10,000 units supplied. There's a 5,000 unit shortage. And so the next question says, of how many units? 5,000. And how many units will actually be rented each month? And it'll be probably 10,000, right? Because assuming no black market, that all 10,000 that are supplied are going to be sold because the price is so low. And so you have those answers for question B. And finally, question C says, suppose that a new government is elected that wants to keep out the poor. It declares the minimum rent that can be charged is $2,500 per month. If the government can enforce that price floor, will there be a surplus or a shortage of how many units, and of how many units will actually be rented each month? So this is the opposite. Instead of a price floor, we have a price ceiling. Instead of a price ceiling, we have a price floor. $2,500. We're going to have a surplus, right? It's too expensive. We're going to have too little demand for too much supply. 10,000 apartment units demanded, 15,000 apartment units supplied. There's going to be a 5,000 unit gap of apartments that go unsold. And so how many units will actually be rented each month? It'll be 10,000. We can assume because there's so many apartments being supplied, anybody who's willing to buy one is going to be able to find one. And so there'll be 10,000 units supplied. Okay, so that's the answer to each question. Let's take a look at what the previous tutor said. The previous tutor said for A that the equilibrium is 2,000 and the equilibrium number is 12,500, and that the equilibrium number of apartments supplied is also 12,500, because at equilibrium, quantity demand is equal to quantity supply. Great. Next, it says that if the local government can enforce a rent control law that sets the maximum monthly rent at $1,500, then there will be a shortage. And this is true. We know that the shortages will be 5 units, and that the quantity supplied will be the quantity rented, which is 10,000. And finally, suppose you have this price floor at $2,500. We know there will be a surplus of 5,000 extra units that are not sold, and that the quantity sold will be 10,000. And so this is great. Great answer, and we can mark that as correct. It looks like that's all we have for today. A little bit short today, just because of the questions we're looking at. So hopefully this was helpful, and other than that, I'll see you guys next week.